Man, cheers.
I don't know if that's going to get put in, but cheers.
For those of you who want to see what Austin was saying that we laughed about, you have to come to the office, the studio, to see it.
Please don't come to the studio. It's a very small, cramped place.
It is a very small, cramped place. That is very true. That's very true. People think it's amazing, but the next studio will be amazing. Once we hit 1,000 Austin and Arthur friend subscribers, we can get a nice studio.
We are literally going to rent out a space in Omotesando with a giant, you know, like those big like YouTuber windows, where people can just
yachin 300万yen.
Yeah.
We will do that.
Yeah, 100%.
And we will lose 250万yen every month.
Well, Arthur will lose.
Yeah.
let's just be here. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. So first, I just want to say thanks again, M-san, for the sake. Now we can taste it chilled.
This is episode 2
with this one.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like we still got at least another 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Of sake. This is so much sake.
Yeah, we might have to drink it off screen. So
yeah,
I'll tell you guys, this is wonderful, but we can't drink all of it. So 一升瓶はさすがにちょっと大きすぎるね. Because I want to be able to drink it when it's fresh.
Oh,
you know? There you go. And we film once a week, so if we have to like drink this over 3 or 4 videos.
I mean, if I have to take it home.
Yeah. Well, also, you did bring a backpack today, so we could just.
I could.
I'm fine with doing that.
Could.
Actually,
this is really. I really like this.
It is good. Yeah, Chiyozuru.
The flavor is just.
Yeah. Thank you very much, M-san.
All right. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
What do you like it chilled more, or do you like it when it's kind of room temperature?
I like it chilled more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in general, so this sake is a very good sake that is very sake for me.
Yeah.
So
I would definitely describe it like that.
Yeah. And so for those, I like them more chilled.
Yeah.
Whereas like the more fruity ones that I get, sometimes those I'm fine with it being a little warmer too.
Yeah.
You know?
It's really interesting how sake really just completely changes as a drink.
Yeah.
In terms of like how you drink it, whether it's chilled, warm, or room temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I liked it when it was room temperature actually, but dude, this chilled, it's better. Like every time I take a drink, it's like a little ice cube goes into my mouth. That's how it feels like.
Yeah, no, it is. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
I will tell you though, about German drinking culture is that I think, of course, now I think it's different, but in Germany, it's tradition to not drink beer cold. You drink beer a little bit cooler than room temperature.
Tradition.
No. Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why.
Oh God.
Because when the drink is too cold, it numbs your tongue and you can't taste it that well. So what the Germans say is, they say you Americans like your frozen beer because it tastes so bad. So you don't have to taste your beer when you drink it.
Yeah, you know what? I want to feel refreshed when I have my beer. So that's my rebuttal to that.
Well, another name for beer in German is liquid bread. So they kind of see it like that, I guess.
To be fair, I definitely feel like the beer just feels heavier in German.
Yeah.
Or German beers.
It is. It's more bready, I think.
Yeah, it's just got more nutrients in it.
Well, it's more pure. There's like German purity laws.
Yeah.
But you know, it's funny we talked about this because, you know, pretty soon around a little bit after a month of us releasing this video, there's going to be Oktoberfest.
You know, when we were thinking of the topic for today's video, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But okay, so what do you think? Have you been to Oktoberfest in Germany?
Yeah.
Okay.
A few times.
How's it compared to here in Japan?
Oh yeah, so originally we were going to talk about like fall stuff. We should talk about Oktoberfest in Germany, in Germany and in Japan.
I was going to say I feel like that connects really well here because like Japan has like fully embraced Oktoberfest and it's just become part of the culture.
Yeah,
here.
that was something that really surprised me. Right? Is I remember I came to Japan at the end of August.
Yeah,
and 2 or 3 weeks later, I hung out with one of my friends and he took me to Hibiya Park.
Yeah.
And they had like an Oktoberfest thing going there. And I'm like, what? It's hardly September. What's going on? But what really surprised me is that the glasses are so small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also really funny because Japan will hold Oktoberfest just at random points in the year.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, have you ever been? Yeah, I was gonna say, have you ever been walking around in like July and then just saw flyers for Oktoberfest in some park?
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah.
So it's kind of like evolved into like just a big beer garden.
Yeah.
Like that's just what Oktoberfest is in Japan.
You know, they actually also did Oktoberfest in Seattle. Have you ever been to an Oktoberfest in Seattle?
Are you talking about the Seattle International Beer Festival?
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Where you get like little samples and stuff.
I went to that every year from when I got out of the military until I moved here.
Okay, yeah, because I was there too.
I loved that, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God, the beer was so good.
We should talk about like Oktoberfest beer drinking culture. Like, why not? That's great.
Sure.
Let's just do it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of like it's still related to Japan. So.
Yeah, it's still related to Japan. No, so let me kind of tell you what Oktoberfest in Germany is like. Now, just to let you know, my dad has gone to the Oktoberfest in Munich almost every year since 1985.
Wow.
I mean, recently in the past like decade or so, he stopped going as frequently because he goes to Germany less. But he would make it a habit of going there. And my first time I went to Oktoberfest, I was 16 because the drinking age for beer is 16.
Yeah.
And my dad said, "Hey, Arthur, you can't drink in America for another 5 years. Let's go to Germany." I was like, okay, cool. So I learned how to drink beer at 16 with my dad in Oktoberfest. And the thing that I really liked about the Oktoberfest there is it really is like a fair or a festival, like a town fair kind of thing, just on a larger scale. So the main difference is that when you enter in, you have these huge tents on both sides. You walk down like an avenue and you have these huge tents on each side where each beer brand has their beer that you go into. And there's thousands of people in there drinking beer by the liter, you know, which is great. And then if you go farther back, they have the amusement park rides, you know, that you see at town fairs, like the whirly twirly thing or like Haunted Mansion or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like the thing that because I've been to Oktoberfest here in Yokohama and in Hibiya, I feel like there's less of a variety of beer here.
Yeah, I would agree. And I also feel like kind of what I mentioned earlier, where it feels more like a beer garden than a town event.
Yeah.
Because kind of what you're describing, you don't see here. Like I mean, maybe if you go to like rural areas in Japan where they host Oktoberfest, you might see tents, but you're not going to see that in the city.
Yeah. Have you been to like the Puyallup Town Fair or something?
Oh yeah, of course.
Can you explain what that's like? Because I think it's kind of similar.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I occasionally went to the Puyallup Fair, but I lived further north, so we would go to the Monroe State Fair, which is the same thing. Yeah.
So just to kind of explain to the people who maybe have never been to America, in the United States, we have town fairs, which they're not UNG, they're not amusement parks. They're like areas normally near farmland where they set up a bunch of food stalls and rides for a certain amount of time, and then it goes away. Yeah.
So they're usually called state fairs.
State fairs, okay.
And the reason why they call them is because the state funds them.
Okay, yeah.
And so basically the fair itself travels around from town to town within the state over the year. Usually this is done during the summer. And I think that people kind of associate it with August.
Yeah.
But that's not 100% true. So basically what you do at these fairs, first of all, they're almost always in the countryside.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever seen a state fair in the city. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too expensive.
So something that you'll often see is like farm animals and tractors being used. Like you'll have these things called hay rides where there'll be a tractor and a large trailer. And then on the trailer, there'll be like blocks of hay, which is like the grass that horses eat.
Yeah.
And people will sit on that, and then the tractor will just drive around. Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of fun for kids. Something you'll also see is like a petting zoo.
Yeah. Right.
Like that's really common. You get like festival food. So America has festival food just like Japan does. So like here in Japan, it's like takoyaki, yakisoba, yakitori. That kind of thing. And like, I'm trying to think, kakigori.
Kakigori, yeah.
But in America, so we would have what's called elephant ears.
Elephant ears? Oh, yeah.
Which I don't know.
I would always
get like a powdered.
So I would always get elephant ears in in the store, at least what they call the elephant ears, we just got fried dough that you would put powdered sugar on.
Yeah, that's an elephant ear. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like a elephant ear shaped fried dough thing.
It kind of looks like naan bread in shape, but it's really light. Yeah. And then you put powdered sugar on it, and it's deep fried. Yeah. Yeah. And so, so that's really common.
Mm-hmm.
Carameled apples.
Yeah, carameled apples.
Really common. Apple pie, ice cream, of course, beer. Yeah. Like hot dogs. Yeah. Like that kind of food is considered like festival food in America. Yeah. So you can have that, and then they have these like temporary amusement parks that are set up. So I'm sure people have seen these in Japan because you do see them here. Like, something that kind of just pops into my mind is, have you been to Kamata?
Yeah, just like a couple times.
Yeah. So have you ever been in the Tokyo building?
No.
So on top of the Tokyo building, they have this like small amusement park, beer garden area.
Okay.
And up there, there's like a I want to say like a teacup ride and a really, really small roller coaster and a Ferris wheel. Yeah. And specifically those rides you will see at like a state fair.
Yeah, right. Because they're small, they're not really big. It's just in Kamata, it's always there, but in a state fair, it moves around. Yeah. And so the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because for Oktoberfest in Germany, for about a period of about a little bit over a month. Yeah. I think like 8 million people come every year in a month. And it's in this huge parking lot area. Yeah. That's used specifically for this. And then when it's over, it's all gone. It's not there anymore. You know, it's just a parking lot again. So it's kind of like that. You build up and then you tear down. And there's German festival food there that you don't necessarily see in the States. But
so what's German festival food?
So one thing that so there's this thing kind of similar to agepan or similar to an elephant ear. It's called Dampfknödel, which is like I don't know, maybe it means like damp something, I don't know. But basically what is it's dough that's I think it's fried because it's very soft and very nice. And you put vanilla sauce over it. So you get like a little bowl and you have like some bread there and you put vanilla sauce over it and you just take a fork and you like take out chunks and you eat that.
Oh, that sounds
that is really good. Yeah. One thing though that is you would never expect is they have herring sandwiches.
That's weird.
It's supposed to wake you up from your yoizame no tame. It's supposed to sober you up, yeah. But basically what it is so herrings are pickled, kind of like saba is here, so it's sour. So it's like you have like a bun, and inside you have like a fillet or two of this small sour fish with some like cabbage. Yeah. And you eat that to help you wake up.
That's a very German thing.
It's a very German thing.
Are pretzels, is that kind of festival food?
Dude, the pretzels are crazy. So the pretzels are literally the size of my chest. They're like,
oh wow,
this big. Okay. And when I went, so the last time I went to Oktoberfest was 2010. Okay. They were €6 back then. Okay. They're probably more than that now. Like every year they increase the prices a little bit more.
10 now.
Yeah. But still, it's huge. Yeah. You know, and it's good because it's actually very bready and it's freshly made. Yeah. But the thing that really kind of shocked me the most is the servers there, because the women they're in their dirndls.
That's not the lederhosen.
Lederhosen is the men. Lederhosen are the
that's the suspenders.
leather suspenders. Yeah. Okay. And the women, they're in their dirndls, you know. And what's amazing is that they will carry like 10 at once.
Oh, 10 pretzels.
No, not 10 pretzels. Beers. 10 beers at once, and just kind of bring them around. Yeah. And each of those weighs like 5 kilos.
It's a liter of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can easily see these online. I've seen pictures of it. It's insane. Because like, it's not like these are big women. Yeah. I mean, they could be, but like a lot of the pictures you see, like the women are usually a bit petite. Yeah. But then you see there's like 5 beers. I know, and they're just like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know how they do
must
that.
Have some insane forearm strength.
Yeah. But you know, something to kind of get a similar atmosphere of what it's like inside of those tents is if you go to a Hofbräu house here, they have a bunch of Hofbräu houses in Tokyo.
I've been to one. They're good.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah. They're just imagine like about 15 times the people in the space, and there's music.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you have that.
Yeah.
But
hey guys, we're interrupting this awesome podcast with the two of us to tell you about a really special thing. It's called the Austin and Arthur Friends.
In the Austin and Arthur Friends, you're going to get this video with English and Japanese subtitles. 日本語と英語の字幕両方ついている動画もゲットできるんですね。You can also get a PDF script so you can read along with it. You'll get the video, the long conversation in separate videos, so it's easier for you to watch as well. You'll also get access to a 会員限定 online community and also opportunities to talk directly with me and Austin.
Yeah, you know, because we're really fun to talk to.
Well, I am. Austin's really boring.
That's a lie. It's the opposite.
He's correct. I'm the boring one.
All right. Bye, guys.
See ya. The thing that I like about comparing that to Japanese Oktoberfest. Can you explain your experience going to an Oktoberfest?
Yeah,
here?
so I think for me, Oktoberfest here in Japan feels it feels just like a beer garden to me.
More relaxing.
It's like so basically you go out, and this is usually on like a rooftop, but it can be in like a open space too, but you know, like Oktoberfests that I've been here are in Tokyo and are almost always on a rooftop. And so you go to this event, and there's like, you know, picnic tables that you can sit in, and they'll have beer stands that you can just go up and get the stuff or get your beer, and then you can get like German food, which typically is like cheese, sausage, and pretzels.
Yeah. I would say it's more like Japanese German food.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've never had authentic German food, but that's kind of what I imagine also.
The way that you can really tell, the thing that's really, I think, characteristic of Japanese German food is you'll get a sausage plate, but they won't tell you what kind of sausages they are, because in Germany, each region has its own sausage.
Oh, so
and
they like
each have
really...
So so they'll say like, oh, do you want a plate with Frankfurters or Nürnbergers? Which ones do you want? Or Bratwurst? Which one do you want? It's like, I don't know which one, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot more chill, like you said.
Yeah. Something, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if Germany is the same, but man, the mustard you get with the pretzels.
Is it like that kind of the darker mustard with multiple colors in it?
It's the darker mustard with the mustard seeds in it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, I can't go back to regular mustard after having tasted that. It's so good.
Yeah, in German you call it Süßsenf, which means sweet mustard. It's just really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, one thing I really like about being in Japan is that there are some things that really remind me of Germany. You know, actually, you know, Japan, in like a lot of like what Japan does is it takes in an innovation from another country, and then it keeps that innovation while the other country kind of changes. Yeah. So like, matcha was originally from Tang Dynasty China from the 800s, and they stopped using matcha a long time ago. But then in Japan they keep on using it. But with the same thing with the beer thing. So a lot of German immigrants came to America and they brought in their beer culture, but now it's kind of different. It's like American beer culture.
Yeah, it's become its own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But in Japan, the German beer houses still keep like the German culture. Yeah. You know, I really like that.
Yeah. I really feel like a similar German beer culture is kind of stuck around on the West Coast.
Oh, really?
Just because on the West Coast, you typically see like a really heavy focus on craft beer and beer quality.
Yeah.
Which
also, there's a lot of Germans on the West Coast compared to where I'm from.
It's like if you look at the like ethnic background of like white people on the West Coast, it's predominantly Norwegian and German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say that though, because I remember when I was in college in UW and I lived in the U District, there was a place that was about a 20-minute walk from my house, kind of up Roosevelt. I don't know if you know Roosevelt.
I know.
Okay. And
it's like North Seattle.
North Seattle. Yeah. And I forget what it was called, but it was the one place I could go to get a real German beer from like a German Mass or Stein, whatever you want to call it. And I just felt like I was in Germany again with my liter of beer, you know? You can't get that in the state. You can't get that on the East Coast, at least where I'm from.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's hard to find it, man.
That's super common.
It's weird because there is actually, so about a 15-minute drive from my house in the States, in the Boston area. There's a German sausage store where you can buy German sausages, and you can get beer, but you can't get that German style beer in like the Mass, you know? So it kind of ruins it for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You gotta get the proper Stein.
Yeah.
Those are so cool.
Dude, I wish, I know in Japan a lot of people can't drink that much alcohol, but I wish it was easier to like get those here at like Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I do think it would be cool. You know what I really miss, and this doesn't really have much to do with Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
But have you ever been to medieval times, or do you know of it?
Is that like a Renaissance fair?
Yeah. Well, kind of, right? So I think they have it in California and Nevada, and basically you go watch jousting.
Oh, actually, no, I saw that in Germany of all places.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I haven't seen it in the States yet.
It's super fun, and you say it's fake, but it's like fake wrestling.
Yeah.
Where it's like
still exciting.
It's fake, but like these people are still like bashing each other with heavy objects and like and like fighting. So it's still pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
And but the reason why I bring it up is because they try to like really immerse you into the fact that you're supposed to be like nobility watching knights fight,
right.
And so they serve you all of this food that you eat by hand because no one used utensils back then. And you eat like really like a rotisserie chicken and soups, and everything is just like in these clay pots and clay mugs. Yeah. And something that I would really love to see here in Japan is that just be adopted over here. It's like just somebody set that up. I want to see some Renaissance fairs. Yeah. And Japan could do such a cool take on it, right? Because they could be like, hey, we're going to do a Renaissance fair, but also we're going to incorporate samurai into it. That would be so fun. Yeah,
dude, have you seen like fencing matches between like samurai and like Spanish?
It's interesting. It's really interesting when you take like two sword practices that completely developed independently of each other and like kind of incorporate. Because I think as far as sword fighting goes, I'm not an expert, but from what I've seen, it's like Arabic sword fighting just beats everything.
Arabic sword fighting, really?
Yeah, because they had perfected sword making. Okay. To a point where it's like almost unfair. Okay. Because the way they would develop swords is like if you've seen like a scimitar before.
Yeah, scimitar, yeah.
So it's a curved sword. Yeah. So it's really crazy because like when you hit it, it has like the power of an axe. Okay. But you can turn it, and all of a sudden it gets around parries. Okay. So it just is like kind of like OP in sword fighting because like it's like basically impossible to block.
I need to check that out.
It's really interesting. Like the whole world of like sword making and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but going back to what you're talking about, like Renaissance fairs in Japan. Yeah, I feel like like maybe not in everything, but I feel like Japan does things a lot better than the original a lot of the time.
I think I would agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. You see a lot of, well, I mean, we say that and we kind of bashed Oktoberfest here, but generally speaking, I do agree. And I think the reason why is because I think people take their hobbies so seriously here that when they commit to a hobby, it tends to be like all in. Yeah. Right. Right. Versus I think more Western cultures, like, usually somebody has many hobbies where I think here in Japan, at least from people that I talk to, it's like you have like one main thing that you do. Like I go hiking. That's what I do. Yeah. Right. Like, or you talk to somebody, it's like, oh, I do surfing. Yeah. Right. Like that's what I do every day on my free time. I go surfing. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I think along that line with the Oktoberfest thing, I know you said I was like bashing Japanese Oktoberfest, but I didn't mean it like that because I remember when I went to the Yokohama Oktoberfest, I was amazed because they had a German band playing the same songs that I heard in German Oktoberfest.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's like
yeah, you have that too. Yeah, it was just amazing seeing that because it's like all these German guys singing, and I'm thinking, man, I feel like if I squint my eyes, I feel like I'm back in Munich. You know? Yeah. Yeah. It's just the one thing though I got to tell you is the thing that I really like about Oktoberfest in Germany, and I think is also in Japan, is I don't know what it's like now because there's a lot more foreign tourists coming down, but back when my dad went a lot and when I went, there were not as many foreign tourists, but there was like no violence. Everyone was happy just spending time together. You know, it's like in England, they actually tried to ban alcohol because it was leading to so much violent crime and stuff. And I feel like, you know, there are some people where when they get drunk, they get angry and it's easy for them to fight. And I've encountered a lot of animosity when I've been drinking with friends and stuff and they're a little bit drunk. But like in Germany, everyone's just like, hey, let's all be happy. Let's have fun. And in Japan, it's the same thing. Hey, let's all be happy. Let's have fun. You know, it's just a great atmosphere. Yeah.
I'm kind of more in the group of the Aussies. So like Aussies are really famous. It's like they're really rowdy when they drink, and you'll get in like a fight with somebody, and then after the fight's finished, it's like, all right, let's go get a beer now.
Yeah, right.
You know, that kind of thing. So, I don't know. I nowadays I'm not super rowdy. I used to be that way when I was in college and stuff, and especially back in the military. It's like,
well, of course,
I'm not gonna get into details, but we had I'll tell one story just because of how stupid it was.
Okay.
So we had this big drinking session, and somebody had the bright idea that's like, oh, you know what? We should just have a knife fight.
What?
Yeah. So like I remember in the group, like I wasn't one of the people like really rooting this on, but I had like a morbid curiosity. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna see where this goes. And so it turned out someone got stabbed. So he was fine.
Okay.
He was fine. But yeah, he ended up getting stabbed. And it's like, there was a moment of clarity after that event. Like, oh yeah, that was really dumb.
Yeah. After the guy gets stabbed, you should figure that out before the guy gets stabbed.
But yeah, it's, I don't know, that kind of rowdiness, I think is, you would see that with like Americans, Australians, British too.
Yeah.
So
what's the matter with these English speakers, man? They're animals.
I don't know. It's just like when we drink, we just want to fight people. But it's like, I don't know. We're fine with it afterwards. That's the weird thing, right?
Yeah, no, I get it. There's like a pent up aggression or something like that.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. I kind of think it's like a shared common ancestry where, like English culture is just very scrappy.
Yeah.
So
well, you know, Irish people have two emotions. You have angry and drunk. That's about it. So
well, you can be both at the same time.
You can be both at the same time too. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, man. So we have a couple more minutes, and I just want to hear, what is your favorite beer in Japan, if you have one? If you had to pick one,
Ebisu.
Ebisu.
Yeah.
What about like craft beers?
Yona. I think.
Yeah. Have you ever been to one of their like, not breweries, but their restaurants in Tokyo? The Yona brand restaurants.
I didn't even know they exist.
They have amazing food, man.
Do they?
It's kind of expensive, but it is. We've been to some other German places, and they don't hold a candle to this place. Like,
really?
The food is so good. So
what kind of food?
Just like chicken and sausage and like potatoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like your average fare, you know? But yeah, if you want to have a nice beer and some nice hearty food, and you have a little bit of cash to spend, you should go there.
I will say that something that is becoming more and more common in Japan is these little tiny craft beer restaurants are just kind of starting to pop up in places. And a really good example of this was when before I was married, I used to live in Omori, which is like South Tokyo in Otaku. And right next to Omori Station, there was this craft beer place called Vector Brewing.
Okay.
Or Vector Brewery.
Okay.
And so they made their own craft beers there, but like that was their main thing, but that wasn't really what they were known for. What they were known for is they would also serve rotisserie chicken there. And oh man.
Yeah.
You would go there and you would get these really tasty IPAs, and then you would get a whole rotisserie chicken. And oh god, I love rotisserie chicken. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, well, man, it probably, the Yona place probably isn't as good as that place because I've never been there. But the way you're describing it,
but
Yeah, dude. There's in Germany, that comes from Germany too. You get like a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
And that's, unfortunately, the quality is getting worse in Germany, but yeah.
But another reason why you should move to Shonan is we've got a lot of craft beer places. A lot.
Dude, I know you say that, but I'm more of like a traditional lager kind of guy. I'm fine with the traditional Japanese German beer.
It's okay.
stuff.
I'm just going to judge you.
I'm not
going to say anything.
It's okay. You can judge me. Doesn't matter. Yeah, but I will have to say though, my favorite beer in Japan that I've had so far is there was like a Yona like blonde ale.
Oh, so you like Yona
or something
too?
like that? Yeah,
it's a good beer.
It is a good beer.
Like I just think it's tasty.
Yeah, the problem is with that one is I haven't seen it at any of the stores. I've only had it at the restaurant.
Yeah,
sometimes you can do that, but yeah, we should go one of these times.
I mean, I'm not going to take much convincing. If you want to be like, hey, Austin, let's go get some tasty beer. It's like, oh no, damn it, I have to go drink beer.
Yeah. So I want to ask everyone watching, what is your favorite beer? Please let us know in the comments, because we might take a break from sake. We might have to try some people's recommendations.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, I like our sake, but yeah, I will never say no to a beer.
Yeah.
So
cool. All right, man. So what topic are we going to talk about next time?
Well, I think we had a couple of them. I think we were going to originally talk about skimi in this episode.
Yeah.
But
so we'll
and just kind of like September in general.
Yeah, September and getting to like back to school stuff. So that's what we'll talk about next time.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry, man. This is so good. I've been drinking a little bit too much of this.
It's really tasty, right? It's so easy to drink.
I'm supposed to be trying to like manage and organize everything. And now my brain's not working too well. Anyways, I'll see you next time.
Yeah.